Yo, we're here with Dave. Dave got top 32 at our recent Oceanic Regional with Blue Flare. Take us through the list.
Eggs, nothing too fancy here. Got one Upamon and 4 Wanyamon. I thought about cutting Upamon because most of the time I want Wanyamon anyway, and the rookie count's kind of low, but I don't know, Upamon's still a pretty good egg, so I just kept it in there. Didn't really hurt me during the day, so yeah. But if you don't have the Upamon, you can just play 4 of this and I reckon it'll be fine. Rookies. First 4 is Galesmon. Galesmon's really good. You know much about Blue Flare. You swing him in, he dies, then you play a Blue Flare suspended, or if your opponent deletes him, you can play a Blue Flare suspended on their turn. That's be a level 4, and we'll go through those as we go through those. But yeah, really good rookie. You want to see it as early as possible, and it helps you just cheat out and do some pretty crazy tempo plays. 2 Modokis, there for memory gain, mainly like Beelzemon and stuff like that, but even though like Beelzemon can kind of delete these little rookies anyway, I just wanted the floodgate there in case I needed it. It didn't really come up that much on the day, but I don't know, it's an extra rookie. You can even just slap it on, get a draw off Wanyamon if you need to.
Super good against Cross Heart Merva.
Yeah, true, it is good against that.
No memory gain.
Yeah. Dracomon. Dracomon's mainly there for his, when you play a Blue Flare to field, draw 1. So you kind of want this guy out on field, then you start playing Blue Flares and you start drawing cards. He's alright, like, you can make an argument for cutting him. Like, he's nice, but like if you wanted to have like Syakumon or more Modokis, you could make an argument for cutting him for them. Yeah. But I just want the extra draw cards.
Lots of room for tech rookies in Blue Flare.
What's that?
Lots of room for tech rookies.
Yeah, for sure. Blue has a lot. For Blue Greymon, normally you play him. He's not too bad to slap down for 4 because you get to draw 2 cards. It's not the worst. But yeah, his on play is reveal top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 Blue Flare cards to your hand, which is pretty much all your pieces, so it's pretty good. Also, he's inheritable. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, and this is a Blue Flare, you get to unsuspend. So he's really good, getting your extra swings, getting your combo pieces, and you get to play him for free off Galesmon as well most of the time.
You'll love to see it.
For Mailbird, also he's an X-Ross requirement for like the biggest Digimon in the deck as well. And you can add him back from bin, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah. Mailbirdmon. Mailbirdmon on play, if you don't have your Tamer in play, which we'll get to in a minute, he can play him for free. So really good tempo players having Galesmon, swing Galesmon in, Galesmon dies, you play Mailbirdmon and you play your Tamer for free, which is just like an insane amount of tempo for like 0 memory.
Yep.
Also, his inheritable's really good for Metal Greymon. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you can stun one of their stacks for a turn regardless of how many sources they have. So he's really good, and his a requirement for Metal Greymon as well. Yeah, so a real good card. I'm playing 3 Greymon. I used to play this at 2, but the matchups where they don't play 2 or more Digimon, you really need to see this card. So, and also it's not searchable by anything.
Yeah, you bottom deck.
So you do bottom deck it a lot, but it's insane. Like against like Grandis, Malgar, any of those big tall decks, this card breaks them. It also won me a game against D-Reaper. It's good against that deck too. But yeah, insane card.
Do you love it at 3?
I really liked it at 3. I found I saw it enough when I needed it. Even in the matchups where they do go wide, like it's still a damn good card.
Yeah.
Like so, like I probably wouldn't go to 4 just because deck space is real tight. But I really liked it at 3, and it did come up a lot on the day. It helped me out. Decadramon just draws you a lot of cards.
Draw a card.
You can use it for a stun effect on Deca Greymon as well, which is kind of nice. The House and DP doesn't really come up that much, but yeah, he's a good card. You can make an argument cutting this down to 3. I just found when I had this at 3, the amount of times I'd have a Galesmon and wouldn't actually have a level 4 Blue Flare was actually kind of higher than you think it would be. So I put him back in just so I'm like, well, if I don't have any of the other 2, at least I've got a Decker and I just get to draw a card or 2 for free. Yeah. The big bad man of the deck, Metal Greymon. So usually costs 7, but if you have Mailbird or a Greymon, underneath him, and that can be on your field or in your hand, and there's a Tamer that lets you do stuff from underneath Tamers. He costs 3, which is normally pretty good because your memory Tamer puts you to 3. On play, he stuns up to 3 Digimon that have the same or less sources than him. So yeah, he's really good against wide boards, and then normally with the male Birdmon, you'll stun like a big stack as well. Yeah, pretty much. So he's really good. Oh yeah, and he has rush as well. So yeah, like that's also why the security tech Greymon's really good, because you can just go bang, try and check 2 security. If it somehow survives, like that's a huge threat on board. Yeah, he's obviously his amazing card. He's like what the whole deck revolves around.
And if he survives, you can go up to other guys.
Yeah, there's other stuff we can do as well, which we'll get to in a second. So we've got Deca Greymon. I used to run this at 3, but because of space, I've had to put him down to 2. He does have a stun effect, whereas if you put a Decadramon underneath him, you can just stun a stack, regardless of how much stuff they have on field or how much things. So he's kind of like a tech card for that, if you really just need to stun something. Also, he has Armor Purge, which is really good with Metal Greymon. So if you have the security attack Greymon, you swing this in, it dies first check, and then you always get that second check.
Yeah,
so
it's really nice.
That's mainly what it's there. You can do a pretty gnarly wombo combo that has never come up for me, but technically what you can do is have a stack of security Greymon, male Birdmon on your Metal Greymon, put this on top, and then put the other Greymon underneath so he can unsuspend as well.
Oh yeah.
I've never been able to get all the cards and have like the right scenario for it, but technically it's possible. So like you can have like an unsuspending Deca Greymon with 2 checks and Armor Purge, like in theory. But I'll tell you right now, it never came up for me. But yeah,
kind of good though.
Cyber Launcher. Cyber Launcher's there to just bottom deck annoying rookies. I never really hard played him. I normally just Digivolve for 4 on top of my level 4s, and you just bottom deck a level 3. If you put another Cyber Launcher underneath him, he bottom decks a level 4 as well, but that never really came up because I only played these 2. I know a lot of lists run this at 3. You could definitely make an argument for running it at 3, but I run a couple of option cards that kind of substitute this as well. So, and also he has Armor Purge, so if you want to do that Decadramon play of like the security tack on top of Metal Grey, he's good for that too. Z Greymon, he's just an extender. He Digivolves to 2 on top of your Metal Greymon, so if your Metal Greymon does survive, or maybe it Armor Purges down from Deca, you put this on top for 2. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you gain that 2 memory back and you unsuspend. So he's just another swing. So yeah, he's really good. I don't think you need to play him any more than that. He does have a blocker inheritable. I found it never really came up for me personally, but yeah, because most of the time, even if I could get him under stuff, I'm normally swinging with everything, so everything's suspended anyway. Yeah. So like, the blocker never really came up for me personally. Kiriha, you need to play 4 Kiriha, mainly for a couple of reasons. There's Tamer deletion, so you need to have a second one for backup, and also he's pretty critical to the deck for Exros requirements. Also, you have like a bunch of cards that can play him for free. Male Birdmon's one of them. Also, if you have him in play, you can, with Greymon or Male Bird, you can add a Metal Greymon back from your bin, so he's like super duper important. 2 Sorenjo, still a really good card. Punishes Floodgate cards if they want to play that reduced place cost Digimon or no memory gain Digimon or any of that. It just punishes that, so you're still gaining memory anyway. And it can be handy to strip sources every now and then
sometimes.
Too. Death X, funnily enough, won me more games than I thought it would. Yeah. It fucking crushed a Mastamon player. But yeah, really good card. It's another one of those things. Another one of those cards that is like, I probably want to play it at 1, but like you just will bottom deck it too often if you don't play it at 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Blazing Memory Boost.
You gotta play it at 4.
Yeah, 5 cost. Reveal top 6 cards, add 2 blue flare cards. Also, if you reveal Kiriha as well, it plays it for free. Card's amazing. It's just really good. Personally, my meta pick was Rattlestar. It's also why I play Cyber Launcher at 2. It bounces level 5 back to your opponent's hand. But if they have 3 or more Digimon, it just bottom decks something. So I use this to like bottom deck a Gatekeeper on the day. It can also bottom deck annoying rookies or just, you know, a Mastermon. I think I bottom decked an Ordainmon with this on the day as well. It came up way more often than I thought. Also, it's a really good security bomb against Mauga and Exros for the most part. So I really liked it.
Yeah, basically Mega Deck.
Yeah, pretty much. Sorai. Strip 4 sources of something, then stuff without sources can't attack you. Really good card. Can keep you alive. Can also break a lot of stacks that are really rely on their inheritables.
Yep.
And then just 1 Cocytus Breath. That's just there for Mauga, really. Like anything the Rattlestar or the Sorai can't handle, the Cocytus Breath usually does. Yeah, it was also just there as a failsafe if I really need to get like a Gatekeeper or like just anything. Also Examon, if you need to get rid of that Examon, like a card, and they don't have like 3 or more Digimon on the field, it's the only card that it would deal with it. So yeah, that's why it was there.
All right, sweet. Now your placement was
3rd, I think.
23rd, yep. And what matchups did you find hard or you weren't expecting really?
So first matchup was against Mastamon. That was reasonably straightforward. I won that. Second matchup was against Grandis, which was pretty tough for obvious reasons. I lost that 2-1.
Yep.
Third matchup was against you.
That's right.
Merva X-Ross, which I probably should have won depending on matchup, but it just didn't go my way that day.
Yeah, I was a bit lucky in that one.
Yeah, you're a bit lucky, but also you'd played that matchup so much, so you knew how to play it.
Yeah,
like,
I just didn't put 2 bodies on the field.
Yeah, true. Third matchup was Examon, which is a pretty easy matchup for me.
Oh yeah, they have to put 2 bodies out.
Fourth matchup. My fourth matchup was funnily enough, fifth matchup at this point. Yeah, I think my 5th matchup was against, I won against Examon, then Justamon was my next one.
That's right.
Funnily enough, yeah, Justamon. He stole a game off me mainly because I just never played against Justamon. I didn't know what it did. And then my last matchup was against D-Reaper, which, yeah, I won 2-0.
Yeah, you said Rattlestar on the
Gatekeeper, yeah. I kind of thought, for some reason, I thought D-Reaper was going to be a little bit more popular than it was, so I kind of like tanked a lot of, that's why I played the extra security attack greymon, that's why I played the 2 Rattlestars, was because I thought I'd come up against it.
Alright, sweet. Anything else you want to add?
No, not really.
Alright, sweet. Thanks for the profile, man.
Gotcha.